Hey guys, welcome to my lesson on how to apply the Swiss Army triplet to the drum kit. First thing, just a few apologies for taking so long to post. I've had a few life challenges and it's just basically hindered my ability to sort of get into the studio and have the time to do this. But I'm doing it now, so here we go. Also, the other thing as well is you will probably notice that I'm not at the studio. Obviously I've filmed all the examples etc at the studio, but I just kind of run out of time, primarily because I'm looking into increasing my production quality and the setup and all the times and stuff. It's very time consuming, so for that reason I've decided to just do the little talking bits in between the examples. So if you're not sure what a Swiss Army triplet is, then just check out the link in the description below, or you should be able to click here. I'll hopefully put a link just here. So what are we going to do in this lesson? There's going to be 6 exercises, and those 6 exercises are going to cover, I've tried to make them cover a variety of different approaches and concepts. So in it we're going to be looking at how we can apply the Swiss Army triplet in both sort of groove and also fill contexts. Now remember, these are just concepts, so they're ideas. You've got to take these ideas and make them your own and expand upon them, right? We're going to be looking at sort of straight approach, like playing straight ideas, and maybe sort of could be used in sort of pop and rock scenarios. We're going to be looking at more funkier ideas. We're going to obviously be looking at sort of shuffle ideas, because it's the Swiss Army triplet is a 3-note figure, and also there is a jazz interpretation as well. So furthermore, we are going to be interpreting the Swiss Army triplet in a number of ways. The first way is we're going to be flattening some of those flams. So if you're not sure what flattened flams are, then please check out the link in the description below, or you can just check one here. Hopefully I'll put a link just here. Another way in which we're going to be interpreting them is we're going to be displacing the Swiss Army triplet. And then also we are going to be changing some of the accents. So traditionally when we play a Swiss Army triplet, we'd play the accent on the main beat with the flam, but there's no reason why we can't move that accent around if we want to. Remember, the idea here is to try and open our minds in terms of creativity and the possibilities of what we can do with this really awesome pattern. So with all that being said, I think that's a long enough intro. Let's go to exercise number 1. So exercise number 1 is a triplet fill idea around the kit. It is a left hand lead, so that means we're going to be playing it with a left-handed flam. It also starts on the pickup of the previous bar, so on the let count of 4 of the previous bar. And just note on this that the last note of this fill is actually played with the right hand on the crash cymbal, accompanied with the bass drum, which means that we're going to be resolving this fill on the downbeat of the next bar with the left hand and the bass drum. Hopefully that makes sense from the explanation. If it doesn't, let's check out the demo here, nice and slow. I'm going to do 1 bar count and 1 bar play. Great, so now we're going to play it with 1 bar groove and 1 bar fill, and we are going to start this at 60 beats per minute. So exercise number 2, we're going to be using the concept of accenting on toms. This is a 16th note fill idea. Now be mindful that the Swiss Army triplet is a 3-note figure, so when we play in 16th notes, we're going to be getting a cross-rhythmic phrase. This fill is going to start on beat 2. We're starting it with a right-handed flam. The rest of the flams we're going to interpret as flattened flams, and the accent of those flattened flams are going to go onto the toms. Let's check out the demonstration really slowly. Okay, so now let's play 1 bar groove, 1 bar fill, and we're going to start this at 60 beats per minute. Exercise number 3 is the accenting on cymbals concept. What we're going to do here is we're going to play a triplet fill idea. This whole exercise is going to be flattened flams. We are going to play, it's also right hand lead, and we're going to play the main note of the right-handed flattened flam on the ride cymbal. All the other notes are going to be played on the snare drum with really low volume. And this starts on the pickup of the previous bar, so on the let count of 4. Let's check out what this sounds like really slow. Okay, so now let's have a look at this with 1 bar groove, 1 bar fill, starting at 60 beats per minute. Exercise number 4 is a half-time shuffle groove idea. The idea here is that we're going to be splitting the voices. So we're going to be putting our right hand on the hi-hat and the left hand is on the snare. Now this is a left-handed lead the Swiss Army triplet, which is going to naturally create a shuffle in our right hand. All of the left-handed notes are going to be ghosted except for beat number 3, which is going to provide our backbeat. Remember, this whole exercise is going to be flattened flams, so there are no actual flams in this. We want to make it nice and clean and layered and all together. Let's check out the demo really slowly. Exercise number 5 is going to be a swing shuffle fill idea. So this one is going to be in triplets. We're going to be using flat and flams throughout this whole exercise. It's going to be a right hand lead, however we are going to be displacing it. So that means technically the Swiss Army triplet pattern is going to be starting on the let count. The right hand is going to go onto the ride cymbal and the left hand is going to be on the snare drum, and it's ghosted. So the left hand is really nice and quiet. The emphasis in this fill idea is going to be on the last triplet of each beat, so on the let count of each beat. And the whole pattern itself starts on the pickup note of the previous bar, so on the let count of 4. So with that, let's check out the demo really slowly. So now let's check it with 1 bar groove and 1 bar fill, starting at 60 beats per minute. Exercise number 6, probably my favorite example, for the simple fact that I probably use the Swiss Army triplet in this way the most. And we're going to interpret this as a sort of like a funk fill idea, if you want. It's going to be in 16th notes. The right hand is going to go on the hi-hat and the left hand is going to be ghosted on the snare drum. This is a right-handed lead interpretation. All of the flams are going to be flattened. Technically we could just start this fill on beat 1 and it would work perfectly well. However, I've chosen to start this on the pickup, the last 16th note pickup of the previous bar, just because I feel that it adds a little bit more sort of flow and continuity coming out of the groove. But really it's up to you how you want to do this. The other thing to add here, which is a little bit different, is we're going to add a bass drum on the second note of the Swiss Army triplet pattern. So in this exercise, that means we're going to have a bass drum starting on the E, and then it's going to follow that pattern through the whole bar, and then it's going to resolve on beat 1 of the next bar. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, let's just check out the demo really, really slowly. And now let's check out 1 bar groove, 1 bar fill, starting at 60 beats per minute. Guys, if you enjoyed the lesson and the video, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. And obviously if you have any comments, just chuck them in the comment section down below. For those of you that have seen my previous videos, in this video I've sort of tried to upgrade my production quality a little bit. So please, any comments that you have on that would be greatly appreciated. Whether you notice the difference or whether you don't notice the difference, whatever, it's still a work in progress, but any thoughts will be graciously accepted. And that is it, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Again, if you do have any comments and you got any questions about anything in this video that you're not sure about, just chuck them in the comment section down below. And that is it. I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much.